Next on the discussion, Treasurer Department, extended absence for Tom Kruger, and I wish he was here tonight, but we have a problem that, he hasn't been coming into the office. In fact, his board packet's still on his chair in the office. He didn't pick it up this week. And I'm concerned because our deputy treasurer has actually been doing, his job. And the problem is the deputy treasurer can do everything that the treasurer can do except for attend the meetings and vote. And the problem is that some point in time, our deputy treasurer is going to need some time off and take some personal time. And when that happens, we don't have anybody that can legally, sign a check and
Transfer money for payroll.
Transfer money for payroll. And these are things that we need for the township to keep running. I actually called the MTA and asked them if we could appoint 2 deputy treasurers, and they said no. Legally, you can only have 1. So if our deputy treasurer has to leave or get sick or something, we're going to be in a world of hurt. I guess if we had to, could take documents over to his house and hopefully get them signed. But it's been an issue. And
have we called Tom at all and asked him what his recommendation would be?
Well, I called him towards the end of last week and asked him what the situation is, and he goes, well, I mean, he does have a health issue. I grant him that, but he was going to hopefully be back in a couple weeks. He told us, well, in November, he said he was going to be back after the holidays, and that hasn't happened. Quite honestly, since, a little bit over a year,
December 15th.
From December 15th of last year, maybe 2 months, 6 weeks he's been guessing? He's been in the office about 6 weeks. Whole time collecting a paycheck, but that's the way it works. And I kind of, the last meeting we were talking, and he referred back to when we had problems with the clerk, and the clerk wasn't here, and him and I had to ante up and do the clerk's work, including our own jobs. Well, that's what we've been doing. And the deputy treasurer for the past, year versus, he was in for about, I'm guessing 6 weeks, 2 months tops, total time.
So has he offered any solution? I mean, he's got to know the burden that puts on.
Well, I asked him, I said, Tom, what's going to happen if she has to take time off? And he didn't have an answer.
Well, in fairness to his deputy, she has taken very minimal time since October. When she does, she tries to schedule it so that it works, with the Friday, Saturday, Sunday that she's already off. She'll take, split half days. But rightfully so, if she wants to take her vacation, we're going to have a problem. And she's definitely entitled to take a vacation. And like I said, hasn't taken much time off since October because Tom hasn't been here since then. So. In case anybody's check's late, that's why.
So tax collection is next week?
Yes.
Do we have office
15th.
coverage with the deputy? Is that going to be a struggle, or?
It's always very busy in here, but we do what we can.
I mean, basically, the treasurer department runs the front, the desk. People come in and pay their money. Mm-hmm. And either water bills, taxes, and it's tough when the deputy treasurer wants to go for lunch. We do cover, and we do have some cross training and some other people bonded to collect money, but it's a struggle. Barb will contest to that. Yeah, I mean, our assessing department is playing treasurer. And so it puts a burden on everybody else, and it's not good for the morale. And before, we always rotated lunches, so we had coverage. And, it's hard when you're running the front counter, when you only have one person, and there's two people waiting to pay, and you get a phone call that takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, But we've been staffing it as best as we can, and we've been doing okay, we've been doing good, but it's getting to be more and more of a problem, so.
So when you contacted the MTA, did they offer any solutions or suggestions?
Well, yeah, not really. Well, they said, well, you could ask for his resignation. If we need someone to sign, we could take it over to his house to physically take it over to get it signed. He's been to the last three meetings or so, but he hasn't made it to his office yet. It's more of a walk here than it is to his office. But
Is there a possibility to hire any temporary staffing?
well, there's only can be one. Well, we do have two people working the desk, but we hired a part-time girl. Then we have an intern that comes in and splits the second shift up, and that's been working pretty good. But like you say, you got someone. If someone's on vacation, someone's out to lunch. You're down to one person now running that counter, and it's tough. And like I say, we've been backfilling if Cindy from the building department will jump over, or because everyone in the office is pretty well cross-trained, which is great, or the assessing.
It's not just about taking the money, though.
Right.
I mean, there's the tax disbursements that have to be done. Even if something, or God forbid, to happen to our deputy, we have nobody there to send our money to the county. I can't do both because I'm in the clerk's office. I pay out the money, so I can't take in any of the money. But I also don't have authority over the tax account because that is strictly the treasurer.
See, I mean, we worked really hard to clean, to get our audit and set up running smoothly, and a lot of that was segregation of duties.
Yep.
And
We don't want to go backwards.
this is putting a challenge to that.
I mean, there's a lot
However,
of paperwork I'm still able to do. I just can't do anything that has specifically to do with any.
Yeah, and, we have the deputy treasurer doing the tax disbursements to, the county, the schools, the ISD, and, it's pretty complicated. We don't have any secondary reviews. I would think the treasurer should be reviewing that also, and that hasn't happened. We had to outsource bank recs, as the board knows, because, that's part of the thing, every month I want the bank recs done for the previous month, and we had to outsource that to get that done. So really, there's really not a whole lot we can do right now. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. I was hoping to ask Tom when he thought, he might be back to business as usual. And I understand it's hard with health issues, but we got to keep our township running too.
Well, we discussed once before about him working from home, and he said he'd have to have the appropriate hardware over there, such as a computer and.
Yeah, I have no problems bringing a computer over there to him. I can pack up this computer and set it up as long as he has internet over there.
Well, if he has a computer over there, he can probably attach to the internet here. And I don't know about probably the programs too, but that's something.
We can set up a VPN, it's called, where he
Yeah.
can go in and get into our server. We basically did that with our auditors.
I believe he stated at that meeting, though, his struggle would be the files.
Right.
and accessing office equipment.
So,
Artie, I talked to a highly qualified IT person from our community that has volunteered his services to set him up
I can do it
over
myself.
there. So,
Yeah,
Mr. Kruger, we need you back, sir. We
Yeah.
need you back in your seat, doing your job. Otherwise, please furnish Artie with a legitimate doctor's note on why you can't do your job. This is a legitimate plea. We need your brain, your resources, and the township needs you now. Thank you.
Okay, anything else on that? Thank you much. That's everything under new business. Board member comment.